Welcome back to Sinister Sinema. Whoa, we already had a glitch. That's cool. Drop frames. We're in our new studio, which we still are debating on a name for. We were forced out of our last studio by Carlos's mom because of her pinochle or whatever she wanted to play down there.
She doesn't play pinochle. She teaches a pinochle class.
Oh my God.
Big difference.
So Lucia teaches a pinochle class.
I don't even know what the fuck pinochle is.
I don't either, but whatever happened, some people came to her pinochle class and all of our decorations were on the wall. Someone freaked out, wanted their money back, and then we had 2 weeks to get out of the pinochle, out of the pinochle way. So here we are.
Well, guess what? Now she's not getting her $10 a month rent.
Yeah. So we were lucky enough that Hortense, Carlos's aunt, manages a public storage unit. And they have an old unit that's
humidified.
That's humid. They built it to be an office, she told me, but then once they built it to be an office, it could no longer be rented as a storage unit, so they didn't know what to do with it because after they got the real office built. And so here we are. And it's unit the door says unit 58 on it. I don't know. But we need a name of the studio.
You should do a poll, Jamie. Name that studio.
I don't think anybody's here yet to name the studio, but if anybody is here watching right now, just throw out some names.
Studio. I was thinking Thunderdome, but instead of dome, Thunderbone.
See, Jamie said we needed to have options in order for it to work.
Or just call out some names. How about that?
Just throw some stuff out there.
Throw some names out.
Yeah, so this is our last broadcast for September. Which is kind of crazy.
Get too old for this shit.
We probably are. So it's our last one for September, which means next month we're going into.
And by next month he means Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. We're going into our 31 days of streaming. Are you gonna be able to make it?
Yeah, my supplier just got a whole bunch of new coke in from Havana. So I'm good. I am fucking good.
Jamie says we should call it the post office.
That made no goddamn sense, Jamie.
It might mean something. Oh, because it was a public storage and was an office? Oh, no.
Why is she yelling at me?
Because she doesn't get paid. Now we moved this thing way out on Bitters and she has to drive all the way across town.
She drove all the way from fucking Holland. So all the way out to Bitters ain't that bad.
No, it's not too bad. Oh, man.
I still say Thunderbone.
Beyond Thunderbone?
Beyond Thunderbone.
The Beyond Thunderbone Studios here in blazing hot San Antonio.
That's a real porn, by the way.
That's disturbing.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderbone.
Yeah, that's real disturbing. Beyond Thunderbone Studios and Soundstage. That's pretty good.
There's also Saving Ryan's Privates. That's a real one, too.
That's disturbing.
I won all the awards. Just like the real one. All the chubbies. What are they called?
I don't know.
The fucking porno chubbies.
The chubs.
The chubs. I don't know.
The golden chub.
I have no idea.
The golden chub.
No idea what those are called.
Oh,
the golden penis. Didn't you see The Girl Next Door?
Outpost 31 is the name of that place.
Oh, that's a good one.
That'd be a pretty good one. Coming to you live from Outpost 31. That'd be pretty good. I wanna, when Lyric's back in town, I wanna play I wanna play that game, the Thing game.
Oh, shit, look at that.
Yeah, it's a real drink. I made us.
I've never had a drink do this. Look at this.
Yeah, it's because it's real.
Look at that. There's ice on the outside.
Well, when you go to dive bars, they don't make good drinks. Lone Stars don't do that.
No, I don't drink Lone Star. That's fucking piss.
So these are, I made these. These are Cobra Fangs from the Don the Beachcomber catalog, which actually they don't really make them. We created our own Fassionola recipe. Once we come out with our cocktail book, our Sinister Sinema cocktail book, it'll be in there. Everybody can try it out. But it's pretty good. Did you try it yet? Or are you still sipping on your other thing? You've got
sipping on some scissor.
You've got 2 tiki drinks in front of you at once. That's pretty crazy.
It's already mixed, right? I don't need to mix it.
No, it's already mixed. Is it strong? All tiki drinks are strong.
What's in that?
A lot of stuff. It's got Fassionola. It's got
Tastes
lime.
pretty good. You can taste the lime.
It's got 151.
Oof.
It's got dark rum. It's got absinthe.
You know what I say about that?
And it's got...
What do I always say about that when the drinks are strong?
That they're strong?
It's a good thing I'm driving.
Oh man, we just popped up on the... Okay, so I kind of wanted to go over everything we're going to be watching in October. Are you down for that?
Yeah, I'm totally down.
So October 1st, we're going to... Do you need help with that, Jamie? Oh no, audio problem? Yeah, it says monitor off. Monitor and output. There you go. Check. So were we not getting anything? Are we good? You can hear it? Okay, good. That's terrible.
Nobody was listening to us before.
Have we just been talking with no one hearing us at all?
No, I think it's my...
Oh, it's just the monitor. Okay, cool. That's not too bad. So, so October, we're going to stream 31 days in a row. That's going to be a lot. Can you handle it? This was your idea, so I hope you can handle it.
I already told you. Havana. Cocaine.
Oh, yeah. So...
He told me to meet him at Padre. I show up at Padre on the beach, and guess what washes up? Right on time.
South Padre?
A kilo of
or regular
cocaine.
Padre?
Kilo of cocaine. It's like he knew it was going to wash up there.
That's crazy. What movies are you excited about that we're watching in October?
The Entity.
The Entity? You are? I haven't seen that one yet.
It's kind of creepy,
I haven't
man.
watched it.
It's kind of creepy.
I think I've seen everything on this list at this point.
Do you even know what it's about?
The Entity?
Yeah.
An entity.
It's about an
ghost.
entity that rapes a woman. And it came on CNN.
Like they talked about it because it was so...
They caught him, took him to court, but he walked out and they never found him again.
The Entity?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
So, like, he got away scot-free.
But it does...
Maybe because he was a ghost and they couldn't see him.
But it does have some good ghost sex scenes. Right?
Yeah, that shit's creepy, dude. Stan Winston did the makeup, so there's one scene in there. Good. It's crazy how that shit looks.
The very first movie on the list for Saturday night, man, that's going to be a late night. We're not starting until like 10 o'clock at night that night, right?
Yeah, but it's only an hour. And I'm already tired, see?
I know.
I'm not going to make it.
So that's going to be From Beyond. And then we got... I'm just going to go over the list real quick. We got From Beyond on the first. Abominable on the second. One of your favorites. Night of the Creeps.
What? I like a good Bigfoot movie. And there's hardly any out there except Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the Hendersons will come into play tonight. It will come into play.
Really?
Yeah. Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer.
It's another good one that you didn't like.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I loathed it. Critters. People Under the Stairs.
Hated it.
People Under the Stairs?
That's his worst movie. I don't see how people like that thing. It's bad. The acting's terrible. That little black kid, he's a little shithead. He sucks. The only thing good about it is the dad from Silver Bullet.
I'm not going to talk about it now because you mean the preacher from Silver Bullet?
Mr. Monkey.
What's up, Mr. Monkey?
Long time no see. Keep going. Keep going.
So, The People Under the Stairs on the 6th, Barbarian on the 7th, which I'm excited about. That's literally, if you have not seen Barbarian yet, that is one of the best horror movies I've seen in the last,
Calm
5
down,
years.
dude. It's not that good.
Dude.
After I left the theater and after I said it was the best movie I've seen since Hereditary, looking back, it wasn't that good.
After reading other people's reviews and
I was like, they're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. It was fucking great.
Your opinion should count more than other people's opinions.
I know, I'm just playing. It was great. Yeah, you need to go watch it. It's fucking amazing. I wish they would make more movies like that.
Can you pass that over to Jamie, please? Yeah, man, that was a great movie, and we're going to be talking about that on the 7th. Maniac on the 8th, which that is a great movie.
Man, Maniac's so fucking dirty. If you haven't seen it, watch it, and then afterwards you're going to be like, oh, I need to take a fucking bath. Not even a shower, you got to take a bath.
Maniac is the first movie with a human head exploding in it. It's the first human hand exploding on there. Cabin in the Woods, great movie. Boneyard, best poodle horror movie made. It's a horror movie about poodles.
Crazy doggy styles in there.
The Changeling.
That one still creeps me out too.
Dude, it's a good movie. It's a good story even without the horror elements. Yeah. Freaky, which I just saw for the first time this year.
So good.
I kind of refused to watch it, and then you told me it was really good, and you picked it for the list. So then I watched it, and I was like, "Dang, that's pretty good."
What did Mr. Monkey say right there?
Effing dogs or something.
You were supposed to say it in Spanish. We're trying to teach you Spanish.
Pinche perros. Pinche perros.
Good job. Good job.
No, it's pinche perros. Is that right? Does that sound better?
You got to roll your R's.
That's what I did. Perros.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
How many times do you make the R sound? Because there's only 2 R's.
Twice.
Perros.
Perros.
Yeah, but see, that's like
twice.
30.
No, that was 2.
Perros.
Now, if you're an old Mexican lady, you use it at 30. Pinche perros. All right, keep going.
So Freaky, then Reanimator, great movie. I got this from the Reanimator set.
It's his hash bong. Don't lie, dude.
It's a that's a what do they call it?
I say hash because only white people smoke hash.
What is that called?
What?
It's a something used, film used, screen used. It's a screen used. Then we've got 28 Days Later. You like that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
know what's weird is after I watched 28 Days Later, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, man, I think I like 28 Weeks better.
I like 28 Days.
28, yeah. That's a whole different movie.
No, it's part 1. It all makes sense if you look.
And then The Entity, and then Street Trash, which is just a freaky movie. Then Mother's Day.
I need to watch that one. I've never seen it.
You've still never seen it? We can put it on tomorrow at the shop if you want.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
I'll have to take it up there. Or it's actually streaming on one of the channels right now. It's on Prime. The Burning, one of the best underrated slashers. My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, I love that one.
That's a great one. Pickaxe Murder.
I wish they still showed it at the Draft House for Valentine's Day.
Did they used to?
On Valentine's Day.
Man, that would
so
be great.
You get a meal, and you get to watch My Bloody Valentine. I used to go every year.
Maybe we should rent out the theater this year and do Sinister Cinema Presents My Bloody Valentine. $5 tickets. Or do a package where you get...
I've seen more of these than I thought.
Entrees.
I think maybe I only have like 7.
Then Drag Me to Hell, which I just saw for the first time this
I
year.
could not believe that. Did you know?
Holy crap, it's so good.
You saw how shocked I was that you hadn't seen it.
I'm actually pretty shocked that I haven't seen it.
Probably one of the better movies he's made since Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's good. Then Pumpkinhead. On the 21st.
Right at it, Pumpkinhead's wiener.
And then Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires.
That movie was so bad.
Well, if we can, here's what I'm going to suggest, because you've said that a couple times now. I'm going to suggest that if we can get to see Pearl in the next week or so, we replace Vampires with Pearl.
I don't want to see Pearl. I didn't like X. Why am I going to watch Pearl?
Because the critics are saying it's good, and you're supposed to change your mind depending on
and
what
all
the critics
are
say.
saying it's not even a horror movie.
How is it not a horror movie?
So that she has an axe and she kills a duck. You think that's horror?
Is that all she kills?
Yes.
That's the only murder in the whole movie?
They said she's amazing in it, though. So don't like her face, dude.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's rough. Then The Fog, which is considered by many people to be his best movie.
It's pretty good. Good story.
So we'll go from Vampires to The Fog. Right in a row. Then Deadly Spawn. The only movie on this list I've still have never seen. I've still never seen it. We've got the poster right here. I've never even seen it.
It's good. Oh, I mean, you're probably going to hate it.
Why would I hate it?
Because you hate cheesy movies lately.
Do I? Like what?
Jack Brooks.
I don't want to talk about it tonight, Jack Brooks, because we're going to review it in like
Abominable.
less than a week.
You don't want to watch The Munsters? I love The Munsters. I'm throwing it out there. People are hating on Rob Zombie. I usually hate him too, and I really cannot stand Sherry Moon. But she actually did a good job. She's not annoying. She played it to a T. Usually that bitch annoys me. She didn't, you know what it was, Doug? She didn't do her stupid fucking laugh.
You know what? Rob Zombie is never going to be on the show now. I was expecting Rob Zombie to sit right here between us, and he would be like...
I think he'd be like, all right. And he'd look at me and be like, you're fat. He would just say that, and I'd be like, I know. You know, we just be putting each other down.
That'd be rough. Then David Cronenberg's The Fly. Dude, such a great movie.
He fucking knocked it out of the park with The Fly.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
That guy's
Ginger Snaps. Just watched that the other night because Emily had never seen it, so I was like, we're watching Ginger Snaps.
That movie would have been so much better if the werewolf looked a little bit better.
The Gate. That's a great one. You've got that poster hanging in your living room. Scream.
Rare print.
Wes Craven's Scream. Filmed in Sonoma County.
That's the only one I've seen.
Of all the Scream movies?
More Spanish. Oh, yeah, he said the Affleck duck. Yeah, it's the Affleck duck.
And then Rec 2. You said that one's streaming on Tubi right now, right?
Tubi.
Good, because I need to watch that. I mean, I don't need to watch it like anytime soon, but I need to watch it just to refresh. Then 30 Days a Night.
Great vampire movie.
That is a great movie. I saw that in the theaters, and I was like, this is some crazy shit.
They did not hold back. They let that director do... They were supposed to cut a scene out where one of the vampires gets killed. I'm not going to say which one it was to the day of, but... And they were like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
And he's like, we're doing it.
And he's like, we're going to do it. That's what it's the way it's written in the comic book. So they did it, and people were like, holy shit, they did that.
That's awesome.
Now you have to wait or watch it
and then
to find out what
on Monday, the 31st, we're going to wrap the whole thing up with...
Shebang.
The whole shebang up with Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. So we got to, in between our normal jobs, doing this, we still have to go to the movie. We have to go to the movies and actually watch Halloween Ends.
Comes out the 18th, right?
I thought it was earlier
Or
than
the
that.
15th. It's either the 15th or the 18th.
I thought it was the 16th, but
Or the 12th.
I know a lot of stuff comes out on the 6th.
Might be the 5th.
So I'm confused.
Possibly even the 4th. So
Yeah.
it could be any fucking day of this month.
Jamie will probably tell us. Pinche mosca. Pinche mosca.
What does that mean?
It means effing mocha. Like if you go the 14th. We were wrong all the way around. That's if you go to Starbucks and you want to get a mocha, you say
Fly.
pinche mocha. Oh,
Mosca.
okay. I thought that meant mocha. Cafe latte thing. So yeah, that's pretty good. I feel like that's a pretty good list. Next year, I think we shouldn't do this. I think we should do Sinister Sinema 31 Days of Halloween, and we should really curate 31 movies and try to get the Draft House to show all 31 movies. Thoughts? No?
No.
31 movie parties? Yep, that's what I'm feeling. Okay.
So we get way up there, then we could do it.
Also, this is our last one of, what is this month? September. So if anybody out there wants to subscribe, subscriptions are half off this month.
September is
Damn,
what
they
Jamie,
call it.
she just made that up right off the tops of her head.
I think that's actually what it's called.
25% off.
Oh, 25% off. Oh, okay. Cool. I just lied. I think I said half off. 25% off. So should we talk about these movies? What are we talking about?
If you want, it's up to you.
I don't even care. I've had too much to drink already. I'm just kind of like chilling. I kind of want to go barbecue. I just go start a fire and throw some meat on. Yeah, if anybody out there wants to give us a follow, we are so close to 100 followers. We're going to make a cake.
And we're going to give you the address to the storage unit so you can come and have a piece of cake with us.
Dang. I think I've already said too much. I've already said it's off of Bitters and it's a public storage. We're going to have people like knocking on the door during the show. But it's cool.
Extreme.
So what's our first movie we're talking about? Crimes of the Future. See, it just popped up. I said it and it appeared. Crimes of the Future.
died?
What?
He was just in Austin.
Coolio didn't die, did he? Hey, Percio, please tell me that Coolio didn't die.
That dude was way past his prime.
But he's Coolio.
Not anymore. He's Daddy-o.
That'd be real sad. Unfortunately, he died.
Please tell me he was on stage and not in real life.
Man, I wish there wasn't carpet in here because I'd pour one out for Coolio. That's fucked up.
He just played in Austin 2 days ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, with Nas and all them.
How did he die? Percio, what happened?
Daddy-o.
But he was just here. Like, did he die in San Antonio?
In Austin.
Man.
Muerto.
Muertio.
Muerto.
Muertio. Does that sound good?
Muertio.
Was that right?
Muertio, yeah.
Muertio. Well, now
Dreads up.
we're going to dedicate the rest of the show to Coolio.
No, we're not. He wasn't that fucking good. He had like 2 hits.
Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise.
Okay, 3.
Peace, Coolio.
Peace. Coolio.
Money and the power and the
According
money.
to TMZ, Coolio's longtime manager, Juarez, says Coolio went to the bathroom at his friend's house, but when he did not come out after a while, the friend kept calling for him and eventually went in and found Coolio lying on the floor.
Just like Elvis. Just like Elvis.
Please tell me he was eating a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
He's like, I'm going to the bathroom to read. He never came back out.
That's what happens when you batter and deep fry a banana And peanut
That's
butter
sad.
sandwich.
What makes me sad about those kind of things is like, so Coolio goes to the bathroom. You think he was trying to reach the door because he's like, oh, I feel messed up. And he falls on the floor. Then he's just laying there and he's like, oh,
This
I'm
is
gonna
how I'm
die
dying.
right here on the bathroom
I'm dying in the
floor
restroom.
of a club.
No, at his friend's house.
Oh, a friend's house? Oh, I'm at a friend's house.
Do you think like, oh shit, we gotta call the ambulance, clean the restroom?
Yeah. Was the toilet like blown up whenever Coolio was on the
We're
floor?
also told friend called EMTs who arrived to pronounce Coolio dead on the scene. Juarez tells us the paramedics suspected he suffered cardiac arrest. An official cause of death has not been determined.
Where do you keep seeing Juarez? And why aren't you reading Jerez?
Juarez.
Jarez.
Juarez.
Jerez.
I'm calling him Juarez because it looks like Juarez, Mexico.
Oh man, how do you die of a heart attack when you're Coolio? He had all the money and the power. The power and the money. I just don't get it. Oh, probably. Yes.
Probably.
Yes. Oh, that's sad.
Usually when you go into cardiac arrest, you drop like a brick. Ain't no saying, am I dying? You're dead. Once your heart stops, you're dead.
I hope one of us dies on stream.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
What if we died on stream, but like your worst nightmare came and you like stabbed your eye on the metal straw while you dying?
And then I look up and I'm
And the straw
dying.
is like looking out.
And no, and blood shooting straight out of the straw everywhere.
Man, our ratings would go up. And we'd definitely get 100 followers then.
And then Doug would be yelling, "My rug!" That's something he'd be crying about.
You sprayed my camera. So, should we talk about these movies? Now that I'm completely bummed out about Coolio.
It's whatever.
Dude, that hair. It was just so awesome. Do you think he had wires in it to make it do that? Like internal wires? Like you would make a mold?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, that shit was like... Okay, let's talk about Crimes of the Future.
Well, we got to talk about both of them. Like, what are these? Why are we doing Crimes of the Future and Videodrome?
Because they are both David Cronenberg movies. Is that why?
Yeah.
That's why we're doing them. There were a lot of things in this movie, in both of these movies. So
This movie was fucking weird, man.
it was real weird.
It's probably one of his weirdest movies. Naked Lunch was pretty weird, but fuck. This one was just
I heard
out
somebody say a quote about Naked Lunch, and they were like, oh man, I can't remember what they said, but they said something like, it was gross, buttholes and stuff. That was like pretty much the whole quote.
there. Of course.
So
a typewriter turns into a cockroach's asshole.
So both of these movies had spies in them. Or saboteurs, I guess. Both of these movies talked about new organs forming. One of them actually had a bunch of new organs forming. They both had a bunch of old ships in them. And they also had a lot of flaking paint. The walls were just so flaky and like sea-worn, and like salt water had been in the air and made the paint fall off, and nobody knew how to repaint anything. But that's just my thing about what these two movies have in common.
Yeah, this movie, I don't know what to think about it. Like, this movie did not need to be made.
Why do you say that?
Because it just didn't go anywhere. No beginning, no ending. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was okay. It was weird as fuck, and I like weird as fuck, but it just didn't need to be made. It was just...
It definitely had left me with some questions.
Lots of questions.
And it also, like, the end of it just kind of like, when it ended, I was
very
like...
ambitious.
When it
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
The fancy people?
Yeah. And when it ended, I was kind of like, did this just end?
Yeah, that's it. I was like, Did you hear me? I might have said,
I mean, there's so many, like, side stories that never got fleshed out.
Answered, or...
we're here so we can answer the questions. Yes, we can. So basically, this happens in the future, in some unspecified, future where humans have evolved to not feel pain anymore.
Yeah, I know. All the pain receptors are gone. And
Yeah. Only a few people feel pain.
it's weird. Like, it's the new sex to get operated on.
Yeah, it's like, I guess, like, people are, like, cutting themselves up, and it's very erotic. That's another thing about David Cronenberg, is
He's a big old fucking perv.
he mixes a lot of, like eroticism with, like, violence, and it's just a very, very bizarre kind of, thing. It makes you feel weird, It makes you feel weird when you're watching his movies. So then you kind of think, is he a perv, or am I a perv?
I don't know.
Maybe we're all pervs.
Why is it getting warm down there? That's what why is it getting warm?
Why is it
there?
tingling? Why is it
Is
tingling?
that normal?
Yeah, I mean, let's just start off before we go into the movies. What did you like about the movie? Were there things you liked about the movie, or
Vigo, man. I can watch anything he's in.
this is Vigo's third movie with David Cronenberg? More than that? What? I mean, I know there's Eastern Promises. There's History of Violence with that one lady, Maria Bello. There's Fifth. What are the other two?
It's History of Violence, Eastern Promises, Dangerous Method.
Dangerous Method.
And then Mortensen directed Cronenberg in Falling.
Oh, but he's not actually in. Okay. Man, what's that other one? What's the other one?
Dangerous Method?
Yeah, what's that? I've never heard of that movie.
2011.
2011, Dangerous Method.
I don't know. This was also his first movie in 8 years.
Well, so I actually read a interview with Vigo, and he said that David Cronenberg called him up and said, hey, you haven't been doing anything. I've got a script. And he said he sent him the script. He read it, and he was like, cool, I'll do this. Because he just didn't, he's been getting offers. He's just like, I
would have done it too. It's fucking weird. It's a weird fucking script.
So I think Panama Red said Dangerous Method is about Freud and Jung. So.
Oh, you know what? I think I do remember it.
Yeah, I actually read something about that. I didn't know that was the movie that they were referring to. Because it just said something about the movie about Freud.
What is Cronenberg playing in the movie?
In what?
I want to know if he knows. Panama Red.
In what movie?
In Dangerous Method.
That's the one that
he directed.
That who directed?
Vigo.
Oh, it is?
Oh, wait.
No, I think the other one's the one Vigo directed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Falling. I thought. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Man, I want to see that now.
Yeah, me too.
This was his first horror science fiction movie, also in 23 years? His last one was Existence.
Who, Vigo? David Cronenberg? Wow. That's a long time. So this movie was originally, he tried to make it in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? He had already written the script, but did it just not get greenlighted?
2011,
or what was the thing? The interview I saw, he said he had written it over 20 years ago, and he was trying to get it done, and it just didn't happen, and so then he went again, and it finally happened, which is also weird because he also directed another movie in 1970, wrote and directed another movie that was called Crimes of the Future that has nothing to do with this movie. He reused a title from one of his older, smaller movies.
It's about pedophilia, and it's a comedy.
Right? It's a comedy about pedophilia? The 1971 is?
I mean, if you can't laugh about pedophilia, what can you laugh about?
Oh, we're getting in some dark territories here. So, I mean, besides,
I thought the makeup was pretty good too.
yeah, the makeup was done by Alexandria Anger. That's her name. Or maybe a guy. I have no idea. I don't know if that's a guy or a girl.
Did you look up the pronouns?
I did not. Yeah, that's
have
why
to.
I'm ashamed.
You have to.
I'm ashamed that
Nowadays, you have to.
I'm ashamed
You
that
have
I
to.
just assumed that name meant that. But that person, I'm going to say that person, Anger. I'm just going to say that person Anger because the last name's Anger. Also did some other movies. Did Nightmare Alley. Did like some of the stuff in Nightmare Alley.
There wasn't hardly any special effects in that.
Well, apparently, a lot of Alexandria's stuff is she's done a lot of like eye stuff, like a lot of contact design and specialty contact
I guess
stuff.
that's why they got her to do that. Because the big one is that first time actual Greek dancer with all the ears on him. And
But she
sewn mouth shut.
So she's the head of the department, but also did all of the prosthetics. So probably did all those. Also did all the makeup on Scary Stories Tell in the Dark.
I don't know what that is.
Scary Stories, the DVD that I have from you.
And you haven't watched it yet?
That I borrowed from you. The DVD I borrowed from you.
All my movies back.
And American Gods, the TV show. That's not as good as Neil Gaiman's book.
I lend this man so many DVDs and he doesn't watch them because he's so busy.
You know what's crazy is how I spent all week building our new studio and you spent the week watching movies.
No, I didn't.
See? I had movies on in the background, but I couldn't see them.
That's why
What the hell was that?
I think Jamie fell down.
Jamie
Right?
Jamie cursed Glitter Shrek with a subscription. Jamie just gave out a free subscription.
Damn,
That's
I
pretty
wish I had
cool.
a subscription to that one girl in the hot tub with the horse head.
There's a girl in the hot tub with a horse head?
It's like David Cronenberg's directing it.
It's a Twitch person?
Yeah. I don't know. I just made that shit up, but there probably is.
Yeah, I bet there probably is. So she did those movies, which is, I mean, she did a lot. She's done a lot. But those are just kind of some of the ones where I was like, oh, I've seen all that. But the makeup was good, man. That ear makeup, the scene where
that shit took like 4 hours and he couldn't eat or drink anything. The entire process.
So the premise of the story is we're in the future. Most humans don't feel pain anymore. The humans that do feel pain are a lot of them are developing new organs, like they're evolving outside the human race. Basically, the powers that be don't want them to be evolving, so they have all kind of like spies and people trying to subvert them, basically. And
so, what's his name? Saul. He starts doing a show.
Yeah, so
he puts on a show with his significant other, or not really. They don't really say
I don't
they're
know what
dating.
she is,
his partner Caprice.
but they definitely have weird cutting sex.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
That's
Well, anyway,
creepy.
he goes and he gets in this machine and she operates on him and takes out his extra organs
As a show.
as a show, and they're tattooed up, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because like it's the future and it's like obviously there's all this crazy technology, yet it's also like very dystopian. Like the walls are all like the paint's all falling off, all the stairs are rotten, and so it's really weird, and everybody's super into like into like
Surgery.
performance art and surgery.
Like,
and stuff.
you'll see people getting surgery on the side of the streets in the alleys.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because this movie,
because they say pain and infection don't exist anymore except in a few people.
It's so weird. This movie starts off and it's just, there's this little kid and goes into this gross looking restroom and he starts eating the trash can.
Yeah.
Like chips. He just starts biting off. Fucking
chunks of
the fucking trash can. He's eating it.
Yeah.
So you're like, what the fuck is going on? The mom sends him over to the bed and fucking suffocates him.
Yeah.
Kills that little fucker.
And then she calls somebody and she's like, come get this thing. Yeah.
I just whatever to him. And man, that was.
Yeah, she kills her baby.
And I was like, this is going to be a great movie. They already killed a kid in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was fast. They killed the kid fast.
Fast.
So there's two groups. There's the group who are developing new organs and are eating plastic and shit. And there's the people that are humans that don't develop new organs, but they also don't feel pain or get infections anymore. So the crazy thing is that's the majority of people, and that's where all the police are. And the police are trying to crack down these other people that are developing new organs.
And it's weird because Vigo's in the middle because he develops organs and he feels pain.
Yeah. Well, I think all the people that develop organs can feel pain. So that's what's kind of weird about it is the people that don't feel pain and think like getting cut up is sexy and don't get infected anymore, they're going after the other people that are doing that stuff, saying they're evolving outside of the human race and we can't do that. Meanwhile, they've already evolved to not feel pain. And so it's like a very like ironic.
And you find out that kid that she suffocated can eat plastic.
Yeah, he was actually born.
That's the only thing he can eat. Is plastic.
He basically can eat any
and see that's where
non-organic thing.
Like why? Like why? Why plastic?
Because we're evolving. To
society
fit our
full of plastics and stuff in there.
Yeah, food shortages, but there's tons of plastic.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there was a nuclear fallout. Jamie says, possibly.
No. I think it's landfills are full of plastic. Plastics everywhere, so evolve humans into eat the plastic, and that's not where you can survive to get rid of the plastic.
Yeah, this was shot all in Athens, Greece, in one warehouse, right? Like it's all the entire thing, like all scenes are in one small warehouse. They just use different rooms. That's really cool because the only reason I would have guessed that maybe is because every single wall and every single fixture is just like
looks the same.
Well, it's like everything is so destroyed and distressed, you know. It's like the I don't know. It's like being on a coastline where the wind comes in and there's like everything's like kind of like eaten up. It made me feel like whenever I went to Alcatraz, how it's really there's the spots where the tourists go, and then we got to go on this like private tour and got to walk around, and that's how it looked. Like everything's like the paint is just like
chipping,
sand blasted off and like chipping.
That is a good point.
Very
Daddy glitter. What Shrek?
Yeah, Shrek.
I can't see.
We're already eating microplastics, so it's prophecies. Yeah. But what's crazy though is he wrote this like 20 years ago. Because they have microplastics.
And fucking parasites and shit. I mean, I'll eat the shit out of some fish sticks. Fish sticks?
That's why I eat raw fish to get all the extra plastic.
And Fred's fish fry. Oof, boy.
I hear that's just a drug front.
You better, dude. They're watching, dude.
I'm just saying I hear that. I don't know if it's true.
They're watching. They're gonna fucking come shoot up fucking Old Bitters Road fucking
public storage.
Public storage number fucking 58. Hell yeah, Mr. Monkey. You know what's better than Fred's?
What? Captain D's. Long John Silver's. I've never been to any of those
Oh,
places.
shit. What's the other one? Mr. Monkey. Fuck. It was right there and I lost it. Well, anyway, I'll order it one day. I'll get it shipped to the shop. Family order of fish. They're this big. Real
What?
fillets.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yes, it does. When you see it.
So, Kristen Stewart, what did you think about her?
I thought she did a good job. I
You
feel
know-
like a big old fucking nerd. She was hot.
I feel like I never really liked
Did
Kristen
you hear when
Stewart.
I muttered under my breath? I was like, talk nerdy to me.
No, I
was
didn't.
sweating.
I didn't really ever.
J. Anthony's. Sorry I yelled out, but I got excited.
I never really liked Kristen Stewart because I
neither.
felt like she was very one dimensional, I guess. It's kind of like her facial expressions. But I actually really liked her in this.
I liked her in Below or Deep Water. Or
That I liked her in that too. Maybe
Deep
I do like
Rising, or what
Kristen
was it?
Stewart.
I'm gonna have to give all the.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to give all the Twilights a try again.
Underwater. Yes, Underwater, Jamie, that was right.
Best Cthulhu movie if you haven't seen it.
So, he used a lot of his like normal people. Howard Shore did the soundtrack, who also did the soundtrack for Videodrome.
It's the first time he didn't get his sister to do the wardrobe.
That's crazy.
She died.
That's messed up.
She died in like 2018.
I'll review Twilight. I sparkle. Wait, did they say I sparkle? Does he actually say I sparkle? Because I'm just saying I sparkle.
At
Your
the very
skin's
end of the
cold.
movie, at the very end of the trilogy, he sparkles because he drinks Sprite. And it's just a big fucking long commercial for Sprite.
The
Genius.
entire all like
Genius.
17 episodes. So what else? What else about this movie?
Oh, Vigo, in all his scenes, he's laying down or kneeling. Why?
I don't know.
He fucking got kicked in the leg by a horse in his quad.
Was it Hidalgo?
So he couldn't.
Did Hidalgo kick him?
It was his fucking horse, Rusty Trombone.
Dude, he has Hidalgo at home.
I
wonder
know,
if
it's fucking awesome.
kicked him.
Yeah, it kicked him in his quad, so he could only stand for like 2 minutes at a time. So all his scenes, he was fucking laying down or kneeling, or because he was like, I can't do this shit. You know what's weird? What I really thought was weird that got me like kind of creeped out is every time he ate, he did a good job. He looked like he was in fucking pain.
The people who are growing organs and kind of like they say are evolving away from humans, they have all these problems. They feel pain every time they sleep. They can't eat and swallow. So there's a company company that makes a sleeping machine that's very like it's a machine, but it looks like an animal. Everything's all the machines kind of look like animals.
It's typical body horror from him. Like,
what's that called? What's that guy? Geiger, H.R. Geiger. It's kind of Geigerish.
But the feeding chair,
dude. The feeding chair is like some little like
fucking hands that go around him like that, and
it just like
him.
moves you, and it's called the breakfastinator or something.
And it makes him, and he has to do this to swallow his food. It's just gross.
Yeah, and it's because he's evolved and he's not supposed to be eating that food. He's supposed to be eating plastic.
Yeah, so this whole fucking movie, y'all probably not even gonna watch this, so I'm just gonna tell y'all what's in it. This whole movie, so the kid is the only one naturally born to eat plastic. His dad...
And Hidalgo.
Well, hold on. I'm not there yet. His dad changes his biology to be able to eat plastic in these little candy bars, which is nothing but toxic. It's toxic plastic and waste. And you eat it, and that's how you survive. You just eat the plastics. And they make it themselves. They show them in a warehouse making it.
Yeah.
He puts it down at the bar, and this patron at the bar grabs it and takes a bite, and he fucking starts foaming at the mouth, and it kills him.
Who turns out to be one of the spies for the police. Because the one guy says he died following him, and so I assume that's one of the spies. That's the other thing is, like, there's a lot of weird unanswered questions. Like, Hidalgo
You find out he's a spy.
Yeah. Wait, was he Hidalgo in the movie, or was the horse Hidalgo?
The horse is Hidalgo.
Okay,
You haven't seen it, right?
no? Was
Oh,
he
it's fucking great.
Was he? What was his name in Lord of the
I
Rings?
never wanted a horse.
Legolas. Legolas. So Legolas. Wait, was his name Legolas?
Zamfir.
Zamfir, Master of the Pan Flute.
And
So
Master of the Sword.
So Saul Tenser, Vigo's character, you see him all of a sudden, and he is talking to the police, and you realize, oh wait, he's a spy trying to help track down the other people that grow organs, and don't want to get rid of them because he gets rid of his organs.
And he has to go to the organ.
Yeah, and then they like
rectifier.
invite him to like a.
I'm
well, yeah,
telling
you're
you
supposed
guys,
to
this
register new.
fucking movie's weird as fuck.
It's real weird.
So you find out at the end, he fucking, what do you call it? He adapts. What would you say?
Yeah,
Not adapts.
he's actually one of the other humans. Like he's definitely.
He progresses to. He's always sick, and at the end he's like, "Fuck it, give me one of those candy bars."
Yeah.
So he takes a bite of the candy bar, and the machine stops, and he swallows, and he smiles, and that's the way it ends.
No, he cries a tear
Oh yeah, he cries a tear.
because he can finally eat without being in pain.
It's so
Because
weird.
natural food makes him.
That's why I said
hurt.
this movie didn't have to be made. Like it didn't make any fucking
Yeah,
sense.
the whole thing is like we need to accept our evolution,
We're evolving into a bunch of fucking dumbasses.
and we need to accept that.
No, I don't want to accept it.
Have you seen Idiocracy? Just
Yeah,
accept it.
I'm so
Just
glad
accept
I'm
it.
almost out of this
Just
fucking
accept
world.
it. We're part of the problem. We're sitting here on TV.
I'll tell my dad I'll tell my dad you said hi.
Your dad's dead.
Exactly.
So Howard Shore did the music for this film. You know what else he did the film music for?
He did the background noise for
Twilight. With Kristen Stewart. You know what else he did music for?
Modern Family?
LOTR.
Who?
LOTR.
That is.
Dude, you are not a real fan. Frodo? Lord of the Rings, man. With Vigo. So he'd actually already worked with these guys.
I'm sorry, this drink, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You haven't even barely drank any of it.
I know, because I'm already fucking trashed.
You haven't even finished this one.
I'm a lightweight.
You have 2 drinks in front of you.
It's been like 2 weeks since I've drank. Oh wait, did we do this last week?
He also did the music for
I
Ed
know what-
Wood's. Ed Wood.
The Johnny Depp one?
Yeah. You know who did makeup on that?
Who?
Rick Baker.
To make everybody look great.
Nominated. Rick Baker did that, who also did our other movie that we're
And
going
you
to
know
talk
what's his
about.
name? Martin Landau won an Oscar for that, right?
Yeah. That was a great movie.
He did such
That
a
was
good
such-
job playing Bella.
I didn't want to see it. And then, you know who else did a good job playing Bella?
Bella Lugosi.
No. Kristen Stewart. But that's a different Bella.
That was good, Doug. Did you see my face? That was really
Full
good.
circle. See, all these movies are
6
like
degrees of
6
separation.
degrees of separation, man.
Shit.
So, I mean, it goes deeper than that, but like I've had too many drinks to go into it now.
Just watch it if you're a horror fan. Just watch it. And it's David Cronenberg. You have to watch it.
Yeah, it's just such a like. It's so
I've been
weird.
wanting to watch it for a while, but to rent it was $20.
That's how much it was to rent.
Just to rent it, $20.
You know why it's so much to rent his movies? I'm gonna tell you, because every one of his movies cost like $50 million to make, and then they make like $100,000.
But it's David Cronenberg. They're not going to tell him no.
So he like, it's like all his films, like so.
He makes them all in Toronto. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So
The majority of them. So he actually was going to film this one in Toronto, and then I don't know what happened, why he ended up filming it in Greece, but he
so when
said
he did
was
Naked
planning on it.
Lunch, he was like, I can't do it here. You're not going to offer me this much money because Toronto pays for it.
Yeah, Canada
So he
has
was
a
like,
real
I'm going-
fucked up thing with artists.
I'm going to
That's why
Morocco.
bare naked ladies are big, because they got money from the government.
I'm going to fucking go to Morocco to film this. Toronto was like, no, please, we want you to film it here. Here's all this fucking money to stay. So they gave him all this money. Then the Iraq War broke out, so he couldn't go over there anyway. So they gave him all this money for nothing. And Naked Lunch still bombed. And this movie bombed too, because the backers did not want to do an American fucking...
You know what's weird about David Cronenberg? David Cronenberg's one of those guys that I feel like all these people are like, oh, David Cronenberg, he's so visionary in this. But those assholes don't actually watch or buy his movies. Like, he's one of those people that they're like, oh, he's a visionary. But...
Never seen anything. Or they don't actually support it because, like, his stuff, it all, money-wise... I think if he was American, where you don't get all these filming credits and, like, taxpayer money, he probably wouldn't be still making movies, or he wouldn't have made a lot of these movies. When I tell you this, like, give it 10 years from now, this will be a cult classic.
Dude, just like Videodrome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure at this point, obviously, Videodrome has made its money back. I would guess. They kind of stopped reporting after.
I can't wait for people to be like, dude, have you seen Crimes of the Future? And I'll be like, yeah, I saw when it came out. Like, it's going to be...
Dude, you're going to be like 90 when that happens.
Yeah. In 10 years, we'll be eating those plastic granola bars.
I eat them already.
Jamie said, what do you think Cronenberg's message was? Hey, guys, I'm a fucking pervert.
In this one, I think it's...
We're going to hell in a handbasket, and we got to accept it.
I think this movie is kind of like... accepting change and what else?
That's what I said. And hell in a handbasket. We gotta accept it.
And how like the powers that be, whatever that is, government, whatever, doesn't want change. They want to remain in power because like it's definitely like the people who are changing are becoming more powerful, and the government. Which is, in this case, is the police. I guess it's the new vice is what they call it.
And I like the way he wrote this, because it's so different. Any other person would have just made it, like, average.
There's a lot of weird things, like at one point, Vigo goes to meet, Saul Tenser goes to meet the police officer, and he says, like... He says, I haven't seen you in a while. You've been busy. It seems like, you're growing or whatever. And then he says something about like, yeah, we're getting huge. And then you find out later in the movie that there's multiple people that are possibly working for him or are working for him for sure. And it's like, it's really weird. Like there's the kid that you mentioned at the first, they're going to do an autopsy on him in public as a performance. And whenever they cut him open...
The government already
got to him and removed all the special stuff and just made it look like a normal person.
There's just so many twists in this movie. You find out it was...
But there's a lot of... It doesn't finish. It doesn't... You never find out the technicians. You never find out who are they working for. It never gives any kind of story.
You know what this movie... This movie would be a good...
TV show.
Series on
with
Amazon.
All the spin-offs. Yeah, it'd be
series
great.
On Amazon.
Or Netflix, depending on what you like better.
I think Amazon would do it better.
What about Hulu?
I don't know, man.
Shudder?
Disney bought Hulu.
They
you know
did?
That? Yes.
No.
That's why they did Prey on there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Doug's fucking anti-Hulu now.
Now I can't watch Hulu anymore.
There's a sigh.
Fuck Disney.
The sigh of Doug.
I'm done. I'm going to bed.
I want to make shirts on the back that says the sigh of Doug. That means Doug disapproves.
So, anyways.
So, yeah, I give this movie probably a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was... Okay, I really liked the special effects. I thought, dude, that dude with the ears...
His dancing mesmerized me.
I didn't
He's
like
a professional. He's a professional dancer.
Yeah, still didn't like it. I don't like that kind of performance art dance.
Like him.
Those ears that were on him, when it was showing the close-ups of it,
They look fucking
they
real.
look so good. They matched his skin really good. You could not see where they were applied. They looked
You just didn't like his gyrating
really,
hips?
really good.
No
No, I didn't
gyrating
like
hips?
when I don't like when dancers like do this a lot. I just don't
He
like
reminded me of Scott. What's his name from
Scott Weiland.
Scott?
He's
Weiland.
dead.
Is he?
Yeah, heroin overdose.
Heron?
Heron. I think, right? Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he died like 2 days after I did a show with him. And we saw him. No, I'm not even kidding. So we were putting on the show and we're like, he's not got much longer left. Sounded terrible. You could tell.
Not
and he died like 2 or 3 days
Not
later.
a lot of deaths piss me off, but fuck, man, come on. They're always asking to rehab. Take him to...
No, man, they don't do that. It's just like Prince. Everybody's like, yes, 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 here you go. Here's more drugs. Keep going, keep playing.
Shit pisses me off, man.
It's like the real life.
I was sad about him dying. He was such a good fucking performer and singer, his voice. And then for them to know he's shooting up heroin, just to not do shit about it.
Whenever that the dogs song. You're the dog finder. That song?
No idea what
Got time, wait for tomorrow. That song? To find it.
Oh, yeah.
And so the girl I was dating at the time was like, Plush.
All you had to see was Plush. Don't ever put me to that agony again.
The girl I was dating at the time, her mom was like, have you heard this terrible song? It's talking about the dogs finding the body because he killed his girlfriend or something. And it's like, I was like, I don't listen to that trash, ma'am. That's what I said.
The grunt of Doug.
Ma'am, I don't listen to that. Okay. Well, I think Crimes of the Future, I definitely think it's worth watching.
I'm going to watch it again. I have to watch it again.
It's so weird.
Because it just abruptly ends and I didn't comprehend everything. I thought at least I had an extra 15, 20 minutes left.
Yeah, like they were going to kind of wrap some stuff up.
Fuck no, man.
No, it's like one of those ones, like something happens and then instantly it's like the credits start and you're like, what? Like, it's over.
What happened? Is there an after credit scene?
And Leah Sadu, what did you think about her in it? The main actress.
His Caprice?
Yeah, Caprice.
She was pretty good.
Yeah, you know what I really liked? I liked a part. I feel like her face is very like soft.
She had nice boobs.
Yeah.
Really nice.
She has very like soft features on her face.
And she had really soft boobs.
And they cut them up.
I know.
Sexually.
Right on the collarbones.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty good. That shit looked really...
So what was weird is she goes to a performance and she wants to be like, I guess, body modified. So like the next scene you see her, she has like implants in her head. And it's like so weird because I feel like her face is so like soft and non-angular. And then in the next scene, it's got all these like crazy, like hard, I don't know. I thought that was like kind of a cool looking thing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like that they did that to like, they have this like beautiful actress and they're like, okay, we're going to fuck her up because she wants to be fucked up, like to fit in or whatever she wants to do, you know, just be different. So
that girl, the makeup artist guy,
Alexandra Anger.
She's great at doing the body modification.
Yeah, she I don't know what, obviously like it's a huge team, but she was the lead and she was also the prosthetic designer, so I'm sure she probably did that. You gotta
fucking sculpt those ears. I mean, nowadays they probably have
3D printers.
3D printers and shit to make them look spot on with the texture and everything.
Yeah, man, those ears, that shit was good.
Good, Mr. Monkey. You need to watch it.
Yeah. Okay,
Tell us what you think.
I think it's definitely a watch. It's a good movie if you're not creeped out. Like his movies make people uncomfortable, and that's the thing. So at Cannes during the initial screening, I guess like a lot of audience members walked out.
It's weird. Maybe because of the kid. Because they walked out at the beginning.
So I saw an interview with Kristen Stewart, and apparently they walked out during the surgery scenes and the sexual cutting scenes. So, yeah, it makes people feel uncomfortable.
Fucking
Like you're like,
lightweights.
this is very erotic, but also there's body parts getting cut off. Like it's kind of fucked up, you know? Like
It wasn't that
so,
bad at all. I think
um,
Videodrome was worse.
dude, Videodrome, yeah. So I think we should probably move on to Videodrome. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to Videodrome. So
Can't start talking about it till it changes on top. There you go.
oh shit, Videodrome. Max Wren. Max Wren, played by James Wood.
Mr. Monkey said, "You know what makes me uncomfortable? People having a moco while talking to them.
I don't know what a moco
A
is.
booger in their nose.
Oh, okay.
I tell them, hey, you got a fucking booger in your nose.
I thought maybe it had something to do with the penile region, like a erection or something. Because that would make me uncomfortable too.
That happened to my friend Dennis.
He had to talk to someone with an erection?
He went outside to smoke a cigarette with his client. And the guy was all talking to him, smoking, and the guy just threw the cigarette. And his eyes were all big, and he walked inside. And then Dennis walked inside and was like, that's weird. Like the guy just stopped talking, and Dennis went inside. So Dennis went inside, and his chick walked up to me and went, Dennis, your dick is hanging out.
Like it was hanging out of his pants? Why?
Like, he forgot to zip up his pants, and he went through his boxers and fell out.
And he didn't. I think he's a pervert. He did it on purpose.
And he was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Dude, that's bullshit. You're a little guy."
I don't buy that.
Yeah, I don't buy it either.
I don't
He's
buy
a fucking pervert. Forget he even brought that up.
So Videodrome, 1983. I don't know.
83?
Was it 83? Is it that old?
83? Jamie?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 83. So Videodrome 1983 is another amazing David Cronenberg. A lot of people think this
83.
is a lot of people think this is his best movie.
It is. It's fucking great.
You think it's better than The Fly?
It's equal.
Okay. I would say The Fly.
This movie brings back so many memories, dude, when I first saw it as a teenager.
Yeah, me too. I've been wanting to rewatch it for a long time, and then when we decided on this, I was like pretty stoked. So, getting to watch it was.
I love that they put it on the Criterion Collection.
It's one of the first movies on the Criterion Collection.
They did a good job too on the.
You have it on Criterion Blu-ray?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, they're the first people to put it out on Blu-ray. I read that. So it's about Max Wren, who is the president of Civic TV, who is kind of like an 80s before cable really took over, kind of
Dude,
like
public access was the shit.
Basically, public access.
Public
like,
access. I used to watch that shit, dude, when I was in high school.
Yeah, man, me too. That's where I like when I was like right out of high school. There was still a lot of antenna and you know, being in Texas, what was really funny is like used to Alex Jones was like on the TV all the time, like screaming, and I was like, this dude's like the same age as me, and he's like screaming about my VCR, like recording me and stuff.
I used to watch The Man Show. No, not The Man Show. What was it called? The Something Show. I would watch him every.
It was on public access.
Yes, I would watch it, and he was just a weird fucking guy that would just get online and talk about different shit, and he'd be like, "Man, send me whatever you want. Send me some drawings. Send me whatever." He had long hair and a big old beard. So I fucking drew something one time and I mailed it to him. He's like, mail it to my P.O. Box. And I would watch it. And one night he was like, check out this sick ass drawing I got from Carlos. And I was like, yeah.
You know what's funny about that?
Out. I was
that's
on TV.
That's basically Twitch before the internet.
It was
like,
great.
You had to have a lot more like gumption to want to do that stuff, because you would have to go to an actual studio and like sit there and use all their equipment and all that stuff. And now you're just like, oh, hey, I have a $30 webcam and I can just talk.
He was like, this is going to go paste it on the backboard.
That's
so my
funny.
drawing was behind him the whole time.
That was cool.
What the fuck was it called?
The Dude Show.
The Mad Show? It was something, the something show.
Was it a local San Antonio?
He never said where he was from. I mean, I guess I had to. Well, the P.O. box, right? I don't remember. It wasn't in San Antonio, I don't think.
Yeah.
He
Jamie asked what the drawing was.
He like fucked up drawings, so I drew this guy blowing his head off.
Oof, that's rough.
With all his brains coming out and shit, all in color.
Mm.
And he loved it. He was like, "I love it."
So
I was pretty fucked up.
So this
I've been
movie,
fucked up my whole life.
Max Wren.
I'm not done spilling my.
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so Max Wren's the president of Civic TV, which is I guess kind of. I mean, it's a public TV station.
You know, it's based off
big.
a real public access channel, right?
No.
City TV in Toronto.
That's cool.
They showed soft porn.
So yeah,
and shit.
they're just like they're hacking other people's feeds and rebroadcasting it. They're like showing just like they're buying. There's one lady that comes in that's God, what was her name? Masha, the lady that's coming in.
Gorman.
She's
I
like
liked her.
She's like trying to sell him like you know, like people are trying to sell him TV shows. So
and he
there's
was like too soft.
Yeah, there's like these Japanese people that he meets with, and he's like, they're like, we've already got 13 episodes. And he goes, give me the 13th episode. And he takes it and he plays it. And it's basically like this geisha woman, like, you know,
with
pleasuring herself. Yeah. And it's like, so that's the kind of stuff that he's playing. And he finds out Harland, who is his guy that works on his satellite feed and stuff.
It's just so dirty too, right? It's just one big satellite dish on the thing, and he's looking around for shit.
Yeah, he finds a feed called Videodrome that is that they're that Max Wren is like trying to. He's like, oh, I want to find out about this. I want to rebroadcast it here, and he kind of becomes obsessed with it because it's videos of like torture porn basically and snuff films, and but Max is like, oh, this is just acting, like we need to, but let's find out where it is. So it's basically he's trying to find this in order to rebroadcast it, right? I mean, is that what his goal was? Like, or maybe to buy it, or to like
just to put it. It was so edgy. He wanted that shit on there. It's so edgy and graphic and violent.
Yeah, he definitely keeps saying that he wants something edgy.
And you said you didn't notice, but Harlan, the guy that finds it, if you look at him at the beginning, he does not look at the screen.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
You should watch it just the beginning when he shows it. He's doing this, and he's looking around, and he kind of makes it noticeable, so it's kind of like foreshadowing. Like, why isn't he looks like awkwardly looking around.
Yeah.
Not concentrating on the TV at all. And James Woods' character is like looking right at the TV like, this is great. Like puts the fucking paper over the TV so he can watch it like close up.
Yeah, and he's like, make me copies. I'm going to take them home and watch them at home.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. And it turns out Videodrome, the TV show he's watching, has hypnotic effects and makes you like start hallucinating and
does all kinds of weird shit. He finds out later on he starts dating this girl, Deborah Harry, and she's a sadomasochist, likes to get pierced, and all kinds of fucked up shit happened to her.
Yeah.
But she also hosts a radio show that deals with the crisis.
Yeah, it's like
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's perfect because it's like, it's like everybody says people that go into like the psychology field are like super fucked up themselves.
Yeah, they are.
They go into it and like
I've
that's
dated
totally...
some girls that were like doing this shit. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. Like you're crazy. You're crazier than the people you fucking help.
Yeah.
That's why I date them. I like the crazy ones.
Yeah. So Rick Baker did the makeup on this, which is amazing.
So Panama Red, are you saying you've never seen Videodrome? Because he's just too conserved for me.
Oh, like in his, like now. Now he's all like super Trump.
Oh, well, he doesn't come out anymore. He got canceled because of that bullshit. Yeah.
So
I'm like, just let him be. He wants to vote for whoever.
So Rick Baker did the makeup on it, and ends up that they needed all these visual effects too that were like digital, you know, for like for the TVs, the projectors, all that, because it's basically based on, you know, TV
analog TV.
and so
He was like, he got the script and was like, how the fuck am I gonna do this?
yeah, so they ended up hiring a second team. So there's two different makeup or two different special effects units on this. There's Rick Baker and his team, and I don't remember the other guy's name, but you don't like him. You didn't like his voice. That's the guy who was talking on the commentary.
God, man, that dude's voice irritated the fuck out of me.
He sounded like an NPR guy.
We would get together and talk about, you know, how we were going to do this special effect. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude sucks. And you know that's something if you think a guy sucks from his voice. It was terrible. How many times did I mention that, right?
Like 8 times.
I was like, this dude sucks.
I don't know if you noticed it. That was only like a 5-minute video. I played it like 6 times in a row for you.
No.
Yeah, I just kept looping it because I knew you weren't actually paying attention.
I don't know what I was doing.
I knew you would.
I think I was dozing off.
I knew you'd just have to keep listening to his voice.
I think every time he played, I caught 1 or 2 words from each one, so I got the whole gist of it.
Yeah. So,
Oh, shit.
Rick Baker, man, Rick Baker's amazing. Rick Baker started out as he's one of the greatest makeup artists of all time.
Doing luck, right?
He started out as a kid doing makeup in his bedroom. By the time he was a teenager, I think he was already like petitioning Smith, Dick Smith, to like work with him.
Dude, Dick Smith is the all-time best. Which you need to watch Ghost Story.
He actually got on as Dick Smith's assistant.
That's why he's so fucking good, dude.
On
if you don't know
Exorcist.
Dick Smith, he did The Exorcist.
Yeah, so Dick Smith was the lead makeup on The Exorcist.
Dude, think about it. Exorcist was what, 78, 79? Yeah. That part when her chest says "help me," like they had to figure out a way to make the skin do that.
Yeah.
Over time lapse. Like she's inside pushing on her own skin saying, help me. That shit's
it's crazy
great.
stuff. So that was his first thing, was the direct assistant to Dick Smith on The Exorcist. Then he did American Werewolf in London, which I'm not sure if it's the first horror movie to win an Academy Award. So yeah, it was the first horror movie to win an Academy Award for makeup. And he was the winner of the Academy Award. He's the most nominated and most wins of any makeup artist. He has 7 Academy Award winning, or 7 wins. Then he has like tons of like Saturn wins, tons of like BAFTA wins, like
is this where
all kind of stuff.
Is this where Harry and Anderson's gonna come in?
He also says his most proud movie that he ever worked on, Harry and the Hendersons.
I love it.
He also worked on like a couple of different King Kong movies.
Fucking to this day, when you watch Harry and the Hendersons, that shit looks so good.
He designed
the animatronics for that thing.
He designed all the Hendersons, or no, all the Harrys, and
Peter Hall, man.
Yeah, and he says that that's the film he's the most proud of.
Good, because that shit's badass.
Which I think is like super crazy. He also did Norbert and the Nutty Professors.
Oh yeah, Nutty Professors is shit.
Yeah, I mean he's done a lot. He did. We might have to bleep this out for the replay, but he did the Robert Downey Jr.'s makeup in Tropic Thunder.
Why?
They wanted to look as real as possible.
No, why do we have to bleep it out?
Because that's.
I like how he didn't
get
get
us canceled
for that.
now. No, they tried last year because people were like, "Oh my God, have you seen that Iron Man wore blackface?" So, but he did that too. He was the one. He worked on that film, but he only did Robert Downey Jr.'s stuff.
That should look pretty real.
It looked pretty crazy. Man, great
I wonder
movie.
how much he tries to do blackface, like come to my house and do it.
Probably millions.
So
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Until we started talking about these movies, I thought he was dead.
Who?
Rick Baker.
You thought he was dead?
Yeah, I mean, he's like so old.
He's not that old. It's just a shame that he did the amazing makeup for Planet of the Apes, and that movie sucked.
Oh, the Marky
much
Mark one?
Ass, yes. Dude, I tried to watch it the other day. I couldn't get 10 minutes into it.
There's a lot of movies I like Mark Wahlberg's acting in.
Why,
that
when
is
Mark
not
Wahlberg
one of it.
says, "Hey, monkey,
Hey, monkey, say hello to your mother for me.
say hi to your mom for me."
Yeah. Fucking terrible. But, I mean, he also did The Howling, The Fury. Like, I mean, he's done some amazing, amazing movies.
So what you're trying to say is he's getting paid.
He getting paid. Paid.
Man, I wonder who he's passing this on to.
Nobody. He said the craft is gonna die with him.
That's good. Fuck everybody else.
You know. Speaking of the makeup is literally one of the. I mean, I really like the story of this movie, but man, the makeup is just so crazy. Like the TV that comes to life.
Man, that shit. Did you read how they did that? I can't even explain what they had to do. Like
layers and layers and layers.
They put together an organ, an actual synthesizer type organ, that every key they pushed would inflate.
Yes,
bladders.
Yeah,
it was so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's what I actually saw an interview with Rick Baker, and he said their original thing, because all the veins are on top of the TV. There's a pulsating. There's also the veins, and then there's the front screen. They originally were like just had strings going to it, and they were like blowing on it, like so they had a bunch of people like trying to blow them. And then one of the guys, I think from the video side, I think it was one of those guys, went to the music department and was like, hey, do you guys have any old keyboards that are just, junk? And they hooked the keys up to solenoids that would open valves that would pump the air in
to different
parts. Ones, so they could like basically play it to make it look like it's moving, which is just crazy. And then the TV front, there's one scene, probably one of the more, I guess, kind of famous scenes in there, where the TV, it's Debbie Harry's lips, and it swells out really far out of the TV, and he starts pushing into it, and it's like, now that would be 100% CGI. That was all practical, and what they got is they got the same material that they used for dental dams, like a latexy type material, and sealed the TV up and just had an air pump in the back with a projector in there, rear projecting onto it. So the rear projection, as this thing comes out, makes the lips look swollen, but he's still able to push in on it and actually like interact with it, which is just like, man, that's one of the best effects in the movie to me. Like, just how the TV.
Nah, the stomach pussy.
Dude, the stomach slit, there is a weird part where
he starts hallucinating after watching Videodrome a couple of times.
Yeah.
He goes to look for the actual guy who's doing it.
Yeah.
And he goes to this church, and it's called Catho-Raid.
Yeah, Ministries,
which would make a great fucking shirt, by the way. And he goes, and he talks to the daughter, and she's like, he's not here. And
Dr. Oblivion.
Yeah, that scene where all the TVs are on, and all the hobos in there are just watching TV. Like, straight up, just watching TV.
And his belief is that TV is going to bring everybody together. So people that are homeless and don't have anything, don't know how to communicate with people, they believe watching a few hours of TV a day will make you understand society better, I guess. And so you'll be able to reintegrate in society by watching TV. So it's a battle between these people who want to use TV as a weapon and this guy who wants to use TV as medicine, basically, right?
Yeah, well, during that scene, one of the guys came in and was like, hey, I don't want to alarm anybody, but the power lines are smoking. We're drawing too much.
Wait, you're talking about in real life?
In real life,
yeah.
The power lines are outside smoking. They were about to blow the transfer because there was so many fucking TVs on in the building. And everybody was like, "Oh, okay."
Like actual tube TVs.
Yeah, tube TVs.
Yeah, nowadays
I mean,
you could have
nowadays
like
you can
4,000 TVs and it would, like a
do
battery could
nothing.
power it. Yeah. Yeah, so that was cool. So there's like that. It's the same kind of concept. There's like a good side and a bad side, and James Woods stuck in the middle, and that's kind of how the other movie is. There's a good side and a bad side, and Viggo Mortensen was stuck in the middle. You know, Saul, and so he's being. It turns out he's being used by these people who are given these hallucinations, which are actually more than hallucinations. They're kind of evolving him because some of the stuff actually comes back in real life. But
it winds out it's opening the mind's eye,
yeah,
the TV, which all makes sense today too. Everybody's drawn to their TV.
yeah. But it says that in there, he says it's creating a new organ in your head, like by watching it. You know,
The fucking, what do you call it?
pineal gland,
Yes, pineal gland.
pineal,
Pineal? Pine needle.
peneus gland.
Yeah. So he finds out, he thinks it's in Malaysia or somewhere crazy where this is coming from. And he finds out it's in Pittsburgh. So his chick, Deborah Harry's like, "Hey, I'm going to have to go on a trip to Pittsburgh." And no,
I'm gonna audition to be on this show.
And he's like, "You need to fucking chill out and don't go there."
Yeah,
Because what's her name? Masha tells him, "Stay away from this." Because he goes to her and asks if he can find out where it's coming from. She's like, "Stay away from this. It's real." Like,
yeah,
this
they're
is real.
They're
No.
dangerous people. Yeah,
So his chick goes and never hear from her again. Like,
yeah,
she's done.
yeah. You see her appear on the TV a couple times.
And that's when he starts hallucinating. He takes his gun out because he's scared. He pulls his what did I say? The
PPK.
The PPK, which is a famous gun in movies. Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is
Well,
that, Doug?
I don't know. It's a cool gun. I mean, really the biggest, movies were using it forever, but it's the James Bond gun. So, like, once James Bond started using it, like, that was just the gun.
So he's sitting there watching TV and he starts scratching his stomach and you see like a line.
Like a
Then all of
rash.
a sudden he looks down, there's a giant vagina on his stomach.
You keep calling it a vagina?
It is. It's supposed to be a vagina. David Cronenberg's a fucking weirdo. It's a fucking pussy on his stomach. Think about it. So he shoves his hand. I don't know why if I had a big vagina on my stomach, I'm not going to stick a fucking gun in there.
Well, what's weird is he's scratching his stomach with his finger on the trigger, by the way. And then once it, like, opens up, for some reason he just sticks a gun into it. And
He
he
did a
pulls
good
his
job.
hand out and he's like, "Oh."
That shit looked pretty. He did a
Dude.
good job. That shit looked like it really hurt.
Yeah, there's like that was one of the best. There's a lot of, I think the first time, I think Tom Savini in The Burning was the first time when they did the pitchfork going through the guy's throat. The shears going through the guy's throat. That was, I think, the first time anyone had done anything prosthetic-wise where they had a whole fake body.
Yeah, even his arm is fake if you look.
But, like,
But it looks so
in
fucking
this,
real.
they did the same thing, but made an entire fake body that's moving. And so...
It looks pretty goddamn real.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I read. Rick Baker said that was one of kind of the things that they thought was funny, is if you really look at it, the arm that's holding the gun, because that's the prosthetic arm, whatever it was made out of, it shrank a little bit. So it's really small looking. So they tried to, like, turn it from the camera and stuff.
But it's still pretty decent for...
Yeah. The other, I guess there was like when they were putting it on, when they were putting that stuff on James Woods, he was kind of complaining for a while. And
he said he would never do anything like that.
yeah,
again.
and Rick Baker was like, "Look, if this messes up whenever we're going because you aren't sitting still and stuff, we're going to have to start over completely to redo this."
And that's what he gets. Now he doesn't have any fun.
and so
Bitching.
they he didn't do anything with prosthetics after that for a while. But Yeah, the other thing was, you know, at the very end, whenever the gun, when the TV explodes. So when the TV explodes and guts go everywhere, those were real sheep guts. They went
They
and
look pretty fucking real.
they went and got real sheep guts, and they put a breakaway screen on the TV, pressurized it, and exploded it out. Well, the first time they did it, it didn't work. And so they had to reset and do that scene, reset that whole thing again. And I guess it took them like 6 hours or something to reset the scene. And then the second time they did it, it like, you know, they blew out everywhere. And I guess it was like they smelled terrible. They just went to a butcher and got like old sheep guts. And it was apparently very, very disgusting. But yeah.
Yeah, so
he goes
back to talk to the daughter again, and she tells him, look, this is his partners are using it to be bad.
Yeah.
They're using it to mind control, to get rid of evil society, to get rid of the degenerates that watch porn and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, it's too late for you. You wind up, you get a tumor. You get a tumor in your head. So he goes back to the station, and that's when you find out fucking Harold, or what's his name? Harlan.
Yeah.
Harlan is in on it. And he's like, hey, you know, I work for him. These were all tapes after all, you know, we got you.
Yeah.
And then the guy that's running it, the partner, he comes in and he tells him, you know, what's up? Open up to me. And that's so fucking weird. Like, by this time, you don't know what's real. You don't know what he's hallucinating, because the Barry, right? Barry Convex.
Yeah, Convex.
He was the partner. You find out he killed Brian Oblivion, the father that was,
because he was part of it originally.
He's the one that made Videodrome,
but he didn't want to use it as evil.
He didn't want to use it as evil. He wanted to bring together people. So Barry tells him to open up, and he fucking
takes a Betamax.
His fucking shirt opens up by itself, and there's fucking vagina chest comes out again, and he fucking shoves a fucking Betamax. They used Betamax because VHS was too big. So he shoves a Betamax in there, and it like programs him to go. He's like, you need to go kill your partners. So it's like playing in his head. So you don't know, like, what the fuck, like, is any of this real? Is he going mad from Videodrome? Like it's so he goes and he fucking shoots his partners.
Yeah, and what's weird is whenever he goes into Civic TV, he goes in to meet the partners, and his hand comes out, and it's like, well, there's already a cool transformation scene where it shows the gun going,
and all these
welding to his hand. Yeah,
wires are coming out and attaching to him, and so the gun's part of him.
Yeah, and then he goes in, he kills them, takes off, runs into Convex again, and Convex is like, I have another assignment for you. He wants him to go kill Dr. Oblivion's daughter, Bianca. And so he goes and starts basically trying to hunt Bianca, and she's like,
we have a new mission for you.
But she's explaining to him, they have control of you. You need to break free. And he does, right? Yeah, he breaks free.
Does she put?
But they don't know it. I don't think she puts a tape. I thought.
But maybe she says you have a new mission.
Yeah. So she's basically like, you know, you need to. I mean, it's kind of like she's like, you need to use the power they gave you against them to stop them. So
he goes back to Civic TV, and
confronts Harlan.
Harlan's like, "Did you take care of it?" Being all smug. And he goes, "I got a new mission for you." Because he thinks he took care of the daughter, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bianca.
Right.
So he goes, "I got a new mission for you." So he shoves the tape in him and he starts yelling. When he pulls out his arm, I don't know what the fuck that was.
It was a hand grenade. It was an old school hand grenade.
That's why he blew up. I was like, I didn't know what that was. I was like,
yeah, it was an old school, like one of the like hand grenades with the long handle.
World War II and World War One, actually.
So like his hand is gone, and there's like a hand grenade there. It's all bloody.
That's why he blew up. Okay, I didn't get it. I was like, why did he make him blow up? How?
Yeah.
So he blows up, and he goes to Barry Convex's fucking meeting or get together.
Yeah, he goes to find him.
It's a cover up with eyeglasses.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he fucking Jamie says she missed that part. Oh, so he goes to this meeting, pulls his fucking gun out and says,
The gun was very penis-y, by the way.
It was.
And he pulled it out of a vagina.
Now you see where I say vagina.
Yeah.
And he fucking shoots these cancer bullets in him.
Yeah. That was some other really, really good special effects. I saw on an interview, I watched Rick Baker's talking about that, and they had the cast of the body, and under the stage were guys actually down there with their hands in there, and the cancer that starts ripping through him.
With their hands?
They just pulled in extras. They're like, we need as many people under here to do this.
It's fucking great, dude.
And that's it all like
all these
out.
His body rips apart, all this cancer starts coming out of his brains and his stomach. Dude, that's fucking genius. Like who writes this shit?
Yeah.
David Cronenberg.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
This is like essential body horror for him.
Yeah. This is probably I mean, I would say this and The Fly are my two favorite movies by him.
Yeah.
And he's done like other, you know what I mean? Like when you think about like Eastern Promises or like
that was fucking good too, though. Eastern Promises.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a horror movie. It's a gangster movie.
In some ways, it is.
Yeah, it's a gangster movie.
Yeah, but the horror of him saying that he's undercover, but he's in too deep and he's gonna have to stay in. That's fucking horrific, dude.
Yeah, but that's like any gangster.
Sorry,
movie.
I just gave away the ending of Eastern Promises. At the end, he's a cop.
But like that and the other Vigo one, History of Violence, like
fuck, that one's so good too.
It's good, but it's like History of Violence. The other day, whenever we started talking about this, and Emily reminded me about some stuff from we were kind of talking about History of Violence, and it made me think about, man, History of Violence is really just that Better Call Saul guy's new movie. What's that one called? What's it called?
Nobody? Dude, that's crazy.
It's kind of the same thing.
That movie was so good.
Yeah, Nobody's really good.
I think I like that better than John Wick.
Really?
Yep.
All the John Wicks combined?
Yep. I'm trying to cancel Keanu.
Why?
Because
he
touched that little boy.
No, he didn't. You're trying to start rumors here on our show.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to cancel him. I love John Wick. Did you hear he's making a Constantine Part 2?
I want to see that. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
So
it's just going to be John Wick.
Yeah, basically he ends up like killing the bad guys, and then they
with the cancer bullets.
They kind of say like, you know, you stop part of it, but it's the worldwide thing. You're going to have to keep fighting. Like,
yeah. So in the end, they actually got him.
They did get him because I mean he doesn't make it.
He kills himself.
Yeah.
There ain't no going on. It was all hallucinations.
Yeah.
So at the end, Deborah Harry, Nikki, comes on a TV in the boat, which was actually owned by one of the producers. That was his tugboat.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Comes on the TV and says, "You haven't fully stopped it. You've done some damage, but you have to go on." You have to become the new flesh.
Long
so she
live the new
shows it on
flesh.
TV, which is so ironic because, you know, it's on TV.
Yeah.
And it shows him saying, long live the new flesh, and shooting himself. So he fucking does the exact thing he saw on TV.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So they say the television told him to kill himself, and he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
So in the end, he lost. Everybody loses. Like, it was all just, he just did what everybody else was going to do.
Yeah.
Die of a tumor or kill themselves. Because they were in control. They were telling him what to do.
I think that it's like this movie is like kind of, I think it's a metaphorical
Oh, yeah, it is.
of...
TV's making everybody go mad now.
No, I was going to say VHS versus beta.
TV's making everybody go mad, Doug.
It is. The internet's making everybody go mad.
You got to control it.
Did you hear that?
Good old-fashioned Bitters Road.
So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, so Videodrome, 10 out of 10, dude. I rated
I
it.
love this movie. It actually has a really high rating.
It's actually voted. It's on the 100 top movies before you die.
Oh, I think I don't know, one of the magazines. Oh man, it's like in a lot of top 100 horror movies list, which is crazy because I mean we're watching 31 movies next week, so that's and that's nothing. Like, we didn't even have to think about coming up with 31 horror movies.
We named them all in what, like an hour?
Yeah, not even that long. Like 20
15 minutes, yeah. Point Break is pretty good.
Yeah. I love Point Break. That's one where he goes, "Get off my plane," right?
I think that's...
And then he, like, throws him out of a plane.
No, isn't that the one where he goes...
Yeah, that one.
I know where you live. I know who you are.
It is the one where Keanu Reeves... No, not Keanu Reeves.
Does he say... That's the one he goes, whoa.
Yeah.
Do it?
I can't do that.
Whoa.
Point Break is the one where the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers shoots himself in the foot.
God, he was such a dickhead in that movie.
Yeah, it's probably like real life.
Did you see the remake?
Of what?
Point Break.
There's a remake of Point Break?
Don't ever watch it. I don't know what the fuck they were expecting. You can't remake a movie with nobody original in the movie.
Not even as a nobody. In the movie, not even like a cameo?
Nobody. It is so... I saw, like, the trailer. That was it.
Wait, is it... They really redid Point Break?
Point Break. Jamie, could you see when that came out, please?
Why do they do that?
Because they think they could... Oh, it's fucking... He's a cop after a fucking bank robbing surfer. This will make money. No, it doesn't have fucking Ghost and fucking Bill.
2015? I never heard of this
It
shit.
was a big budget, too.
Never heard of this. They should have had, what's his name's... Speaking of Point Break, no, never mind. They should have had...
Panama Red, did you see Bill and Ted Save the World or Save the Music or...
Beyond the World?
Beyond the World?
Beyond the Thunderdome. No, I don't know what it's called.
Bill and Ted Save Constantine.
The new Bill and Ted.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I think he should have kept his beard. So he'd just been John Wick.
so Winters, what's his name?
Alex Winters?
Alex Winters. His ex-wife lives in San Antonio, apparently.
Who the fuck is that? Who gives a shit?
I don't know, but I guess whenever they were filming that shit in New Orleans, he came here for a little while.
Yeah, see, Point Break had 0 big actors in it.
How do you take a blockbuster movie that's filled with big actors and remake it with no actors?
Your cholesterol. Calm down.
Okay, I'm good.
Beyond Thunderdome.
It's like that new Top Gun. Why did they remake Top Gun? And why did they remake Top Gun?
It's not a remake. It's a continuation.
What? The new one?
It's what's his name? It's Tom Cruise. He's
Tommy Cruise is in it?
Yeah, he's still a pilot, and everybody's like, "Why the fuck aren't you a general?" And what's his name comes out? Iceman. He's a general in the movie,
He does that in the first movie.
and he fucking tells Tom Cruise. He comes in there and he's all because he has
That's
cancer.
fucked up.
But they edited that out, and they used what's his name
His
from
son.
Spawn. The guy who voiced the animated Spawn.
Oh,
Thing.
really? No, he did not. I don't believe you.
Yeah, see, Val Kilmer. But what's his name did his voice the whole time?
David Carradine?
David Carradine
His name's not
Does
David
his-
Carradine.
does his voice. Oh, David Carradine died of sexual asphyxiation.
Keith David. Keith David
Keith
did the
David
voice of
did his-
Spawn.
Did Val Kilmer's
Are
voice.
you being serious right now?
Watch it. I told you to watch it. It's fucking great.
I don't want to watch it. I don't pay to watch movies that I don't like.
You get other people to pay to watch movies for you.
Sometimes.
You fucking... I'm not going to say
I got a TV show. I don't have to pay to watch movies.
it.
People are like, come to our theater. Talk about the movie. Say Alamo Drafthouse. Say Cinema 27. Bitters Road.
I'm under contract. I have to say Alamo Draft House at least once during our stream. Thank you, Alamo Draft House.
We've already talked about Alamo Drafthouse at the beginning of the movie.
I love Draft House.
I like it now that they have the announcement that says if you talk, you'll get kicked out again. They took that away for a little while and I didn't like it.
I don't know when you did. I saw it every time I've been.
It was not there when the fucking lady with the dog that I had to tell to shut up was there.
Man, you had the fear.
The devil came out of me, man. You're talking during a fucking movie.
It
You're
reminded
sitting
me
next to me.
when you went up to that lady. It reminded me of the guy from Dead Alive when he says she has the bite, but he was more like she has the fear. You scared the shit out of that dude and that lady. Even the dog was like.
I was kind of thinking, like, what if I'd tell her to shut up and she, like, sicks her dog on me? And then I thought, I'm going to have to kick this fucking service dog. I'm going to punt that bitch across the theater.
Fucking bitch.
That wasn't a service dog.
It wasn't.
People just buy that shit on Amazon. They're like, a service dog. I'm like, get your fucking dog out of the movies.
I'd have been like, I bet you if I kick you in your patch, that dog ain't gonna do shit.
I'd kick the dog in the patch first.
No, I love dogs. I'd rather kick that fucking dumb broad.
Well, that dog's pretending to be a service dog, so I didn't like
The dog doesn't know no
it.
better.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, it is a service dog.
They got to be smart to pretend like they're a service dog.
You want to impress me, you fucking dog? Go take a piss in the restroom and flush the toilet.
Yeah. Like that cat on Meet the Fockers.
Oh yeah, fucking cat. I hate cats.
I don't hate cats, but I don't want a cat. I definitely don't want a cat in my house.
You know what I hate about cats?
Their claws?
Oh god damn it. No, you know what I hate about cats?
Yes.
When they're stupid hungry, that stupid fucking noise they make when you feed them. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just so gross. Like they want to fucking claw you to get the food. And they make this stupid ass noise.
I've never owned a cat. I don't know.
I'm sorry, end of rant.
I've never had a cat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't get a cat. I never had a cat either. My fucking ex-roommate did.
I kind of have a cat now, but it like lives outside, and I just hope that it eats rats.
The cat was smart enough to come out in the living room and cry. And I'd be like, what, dude? Like, he would sit in front of me and cry, and I'd be like, what's wrong? Like, I would talk to the cat. What do you need? What's up? And he would walk to his door, and I'd be like, do you want me to follow you, lassie? So I'd follow the cat, and the cat would turn around and make sure I was following it. And he would walk in the door, and I'd open the door. This motherfucking cat didn't have any food, no water. His fucking shit box was rock hard. His roommate wouldn't change it. So the cat didn't have anywhere to go piss or anything.
So
I would have to fucking do all this with my roommate.
you should just let the cat out.
No, because then he'd be fucking crying like a little bitch.
So
That's why I don't like cats, because they're fucking needy.
here's what I want to know about.
Dogs, you forget to feed them, they're like, they don't give a oh, it's okay.
They'll just eat the sofa.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm good. I'll be a little hungry, but I'll be fine.
The cat. See, Jamie says the cat was just crying for help.
Man, fuck that cat.
What I would like to know is,
I did help him.
I want to know what noise they make when you feed them.
I can't even describe it.
Is it like a purr? Is it like a...
It's like a purr, grinding, whiny growl all at once.
That they're making just because you hand them food?
Yes, because they don't know what the fuck to do. They're so hungry and starving. And it's just terrible. I don't like cats like that.
Yeah, I feel like you should have, like, talked to your roommate instead of blame the cat in that situation.
I did. I took care of the cat. I changed his litter. Dude, I was fucking gagging. I hate changing shit boxes.
That's one of the worst things about cats.
Changing his shit box, filling up. He had a fucking 5-gallon, 3-gallon water thing. It was empty. Why are you not going to fill it up before you leave?
So my outdoor cat that I have here, it lived in the yard before we moved in, I think. And it's just been here.
Outdoor cats are cool. I used to have one too.
So it's like, after like a year, it's finally like, lets me get close to it. And it just like meows. It's like it wants me to pet it, but then when I get close, it like walks away. So I'm like, okay, cool. But like I haven't seen it in like a week, so it might have got run over or something. But like it just disappears for a while. It's probably in somebody else's yard meowing. But see, that's the kind of cat I like. I don't have to feed it. I don't have to give it no water. It still just comes and hangs out.
We had Smokes, and then one day my upstairs neighbor knocked on my door.
Smokes got ran over.
And I opened the door and she was crying. Smokes is dead.
Smokes is in the street.
So she goes, I'm going to call 411 to come pick him up. And I was like, no, you are not. I went and picked his ass up in a plastic bag and buried him in the backyard.
So what happened to Smokes?
Somebody fucking hit him with a rock, dude.
Why did you put him in a plastic bag? He's not going to compost well.
No, just to carry him. I'm not going to carry a fucking dead cat. I put him in the ground. I dug a big hole. There was a huge rock with blood on it right next to his body. Fucking kids, dude.
Are you sure the cat didn't fall and hit on a rock?
I mean, possibly, but I don't see why he would faint and fall.
Like, what? No, what if he was walking and he tripped and he's like, and like, then he's like, oh,
no,
Smokes.
It was a big rock, man.
Rip Smokes. Smokes and Coolio buried in the backyard.
I hate Doug Carlos. Why was she going to call the White Pages? I don't fucking know. She knew, not me.
What's the White Pages?
I don't know. He's fucking old.
The fuck, you old fuck. In my backyard currently, I have, I think a cat buried, maybe? No, I threw that one in the trash. I found 2 cats dead in my yard in one day. It was fucking weird. I think someone was booharia in me. Boogeria?
They were doing what in you?
They gave me boogeria. Boogeria.
After that, I said I never, ever, ever wanted to see a cat ever again.
The only thing I have buried in my backyard that I know of is I caught a rat in a trap. I buried that next to my plant so it would give him some fertilizer. And then my rescue chameleon is buried. It's
been like 4 years. I wonder if he's decomposed. So I can go unbury him and get this cat.
It's probably too weak. It's probably gone. It's too long. It's too long. Yeah.
The bones and everything?
I don't know. Boogeria. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Boogeria. Yeah, so here's the weirdest thing. So there's this dead cat under my house. Somehow it gets under my house. I'm like, what's that smell? There's a dead cat. So I have to get this crazy, I look under there, I'm like, yeah, I'm not crawling under there. So I get this long stick. No. I get this long stick with, you know those things that you saw the limbs off with that you stick up in the air? So I got one of those, but taped another stick to it, and I stuck it way under there, and I started pulling it out. I got it out, scooped it up, threw it in the dumpster. I'm like, okay. We have one of those ionizers, so we turn on the ionizer, like, let's go to breakfast, come back. So, try to, like, make the house not smell gross like a dead cat. So we leave, we come back, pull in. What's in our fucking driveway?
Another dead cat.
Another fucking dead cat.
Maybe they fucking
In our
hit it and
driveway.
it flew in the driveway.
No, dude. It was way up in the driveway. That's some bougeria.
No, I mean, cats can fly pretty hard when you hit them with a car.
It was underneath one of our other cars.
I've seen it.
It would have had to fly and go under and then skid across and stop under the car.
I've seen it.
You seen it?
I've seen it.
Well, anyways, there was 2 dead cats in one day. If the trash person that comes to look to make sure you're not throwing away chemicals and stuff looked in there, it'd be like, there's 2 motherfucking cats in this person's trash. 2 in one day. That's weird, right?
Nah. You know the weirdest shit I've ever seen? I
What?
used to live in Poteet. On
Mm-hmm.
the outskirts, in between San Antonio and Poteet.
Is that where George Strait's from?
I don't know. Dominion.
No, that's where he lives now. I think he's from Poteet.
He owns Poteet.
So you lived with George Strait?
Yeah.
You lived in George Strait's backyard?
So, one day we went, me and my brother, we were walking through a field. There was a huge fucking dead dog in the middle of a field.
Dogs die.
Huge. It was like a
St. Bernard?
fucking golden retriever mix. Huge. Well, it was fucking bloated. Dude, I've never seen a dog that big before. And I was like, we got to get the fuck away from here because this bitch explodes. We're fucked.
Why was it there?
I don't know. It just fucking died there. There was nothing around it. It was just in the middle of this field. We take off, and then I tell my brother, hey, let's go back out there. I want to see if it exploded yet. Because it was fucking hot.
Like it was bloating?
Yeah, it was huge, Doug. Like fat. Like any second now. If you would have thrown a rock at it, it would have fucking exploded. So we go back out there. It's fucking gone.
Something probably ate it.
No, it's gone. But there's a fucking drag trail where something dragged it to the field. But it was an empty lot, just with high grass. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know. That's the weirdest shit.
So Alejandra Anger also did the makeup for In the Tall Grass. I just wanted to add that since you said something about the grass.
Oh, that movie sucked.
I didn't want to say it earlier because I knew you were going to say that movie sucked.
It didn't make no fucking sense. It was just just all over the place. La Mafia? Damn, I haven't heard that band name in a while.
Oh, I thought that was L.A. Mafia, like a gang from L.A.
Yeah, could go either way.
L.A. Mafia. Like 3-6 Mafia. But that's a band too.
Skinwalkers. Yeah, that thing was gone. And we followed it as far as it could go, and then I was like, this is too far.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to see where the fuck it went. And it just led up to this big cave.
That's not good. That's not good.
And then I'm all yelling in there, hello! And I hear, mijo, mijo.
Mijo.
It was my tia Tencha.
Is that, wait,
golden
when you say
retriever.
your tia Tincha, is that who, that's what you call Hortense? Wait, is that really, that's Hortense's like nickname?
That's
It's
the
Tincha?
English version.
Oh, is this a Tincha? Okay.
Hortense and Tencha.
Whenever I go to pay the rent, I'm going to be like, hey, Tincha.
Here's your $20. Our rent only went up $20.
Hey, Mia Tincha. Tia Mincha.
Tia
No,
Mincha.
shit. Tia Tincha.
Tia Tencha. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I met her, she was like, oh, you can just call me Tia. And I was like, oh, her name's Tia. I had no clue.
It's weird. Every time she went from this
Yeah, she's...
to just sliding all the way down the curve of his butt down to his ankle.
Hortense. Tense. That's what I'm saying.
Hortense.
I hope she's not watching this. She probably is. So what do you think? Should we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for coming out, seeing our new studio.
Oh, man. Don't forget Saturday.
Saturday is when it starts. Saturday, 10 o'clock at night. We're going to be talking about
Yeah, but we're just going to be talking about one.
Yeah.
Mr. Monkey, look at the schedule so you can come. When if you're in town, you can do one with us.
Yeah, we have a pretty demanding schedule coming up because it's we're gonna have to figure out how to make sure the tattoo shop is shut down on time every day. Clients are gonna be like, "Can I do a late tattoo?" And we're gonna be like, "No."
I talked to Janet today.
You said no.
I say good day.
Oh,
I say good day.
well,
Panama Red too. If you want to come on the show,
which ones are you excited about the most?
I already told you.
The most? People Under the Stairs.
That's terrible.
Oh. Scream.
No.
Have you watched that yet? Dude, Scream is so good. We already did
The
Dog
Boneyard.
Soldiers.
The Boneyard's good. Entity, I'm excited about
Dude,
that
I
one.
need to see Boneyard. I haven't watched that one yet.
Changeling is pretty good.
Changeling's great. I still need to see a couple, but for sure. So yeah, I think that's probably good. I hope the gate code lets us out this late. I don't know. Did Hortense say anything about how late we can?
No,
is this a 24-hour?
She said she was going to use her, because when she goes home at night, she doesn't take her Weasel, or what is it? Those scooters she uses?
Ruckus? No.
The little rascals?
Rascals.
She said she's going to block it with a rascal. So it's just going to be opening, shutting, hitting it. So we have to move it. When it's opening back up, we move the scooter real quick and we can drive out.
I hope she doesn't get in trouble for letting us set up a studio in here.
That should be fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess until Saturday night. See you guys later.
Thanks for tuning
Anything
in,
else?
guys. Whoever tuned in, thank you very much.
Yeah. Panama Red, Mr. Monkey, not I Hate Doug Carlos.
Yeah, that dude fucking sucks ass.
Percio. Anyone else I'm missing? I'm sorry.
I was hoping Timmer was going to be on here. We talked
Daddy
about
Glitter.
We talked about monsters today on Facebook.
Oh, Timmer? You and Timmer? Cool. Okay, that was a great episode. I feel like I really like Rick Baker, so I like talking about his stuff.
Watch the monsters. Talk to us about it on Saturday.
I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to watch it.
Dude, quit being such a jerk and watch it. It's good. You'll like it.
I might. Okay. Well, until Saturday, we will see you guys later.
Later.
Bye.